Hey guys, it is Brooke with the Junk Parlor, and this is either going to be a good idea or a bad idea because who knows, it could take me like eternity to get this packed. And I forgot to see how much battery I had. Um, I posted a few things for sale yesterday and got them listed on the website. Normally, I just sell via social media and in stories, and I'm very bad about getting things actually listed on the website. But I got some things listed and sold one of those things. So now we need to pack it up. Now, I just had my Facebook Live sale and I have not replenished any of my boxes. So I use used recycled boxes. And I have a couple neighbors who normally give me boxes. However, I haven't gotten any from them recently. So I'm really down to not very many options. I'm going to tell you that half the time when you are shipping old stuff, antiques, half of your time is spent picking a darn box, building a box, making a box. And that's probably going to be the case today. Now, I need to get a new blade for my, not X-Acto knife, but box cutter, whatever you want to call it. But I like this one better. I have 3 of them. I like this one the best. And I'm just going to show you, FYI, you're always supposed to cut away from yourself. So this morning when I was packing something, I went, and then I was like, oh, dang, this isn't going to be good. So when you watch me cut, you're going to be like, Brooke, get a new blade. And it's on my to-do list, but I have not done it. So what we have to ship is the Hamilton stool. So if you saw my live where I did a tour of the living room, I had a stool in there. This Hamilton stool, I don't know if it's a drafting stool, architect's stool, piano, or organ, but it is marked Hamilton Manufacturing Company. And I had 2 of them, and I talked about how I was going to get them listed. Well, I sold one from just doing that little video tour, and then I got the other one listed, and now it is sold. So I got to pack it up. The first one that I packed was super easy because the box, I had the right box. This time, however, I think you can see decently. This time, however, the boxes are not big enough. So I'm going to have to strategize exactly what I'm going to do. This one is tall enough. So I think that the game plan is going to be to slide it in like this. And then I will just need to cut one side so I can make it larger. And just luckily, I have another box that's exactly the same. So I'm not sure what they would have, why I have them, what they would have shipped, who gave them to me. But it's very handy that I have 2 boxes the same because it will make this process so much quicker. This morning I was just shipping something or packing something small, but the only box it would fit into was really too big, so I had to trim it down. Trimming it down is a lot easier than making one bigger, especially when you don't have boxes that match. And I'm lucky that these boxes are nice and thick, because that you want something with some stability when you're going to pack something heavy. And these are really good boxes for that. So this is probably too big now. Let me think here. So that needs to be taller. How did I have it before? I think I had it this way. So that's going to be pushing it a little bit. So decide what would be the best. I think I'm going to do it like this. And I'm just going to cut some of this extra off. The smaller the box, the cheaper, the smaller the box, the cheaper the shipping. Probably gonna have to trim it a little bit more, I think. And you can hear Bella up there. She's super excited about something. So while in my mind this was going to be the right size, it's really not. So either way, I'm going to have to go higher. So I think I might have it stretched like this and then flip this way. That's probably what I'm going to do. It's kind of like a job necessity that you're good at Tetris. Whether you're setting up at shows, whether you're packing your load home from auction, you have to have some skills. So when you get your packages from me, they always look super interesting because I'm trying to Tetris. A lot of times I try and wrap things in paper, but I'm not even going to be wrapping anything in paper because it's going to be super tight there in the box. Okay, so I'm going to tape this top part in first. And tape can be sticky and good. Like when you do it and then tomorrow I take it to UPS and half of this is not sticky anymore. So over taping is important. And then another thing that you have to make sure and do is all of the barcodes, you either have to cover them up or go over them because otherwise they can get scanned. Even though it's old and doesn't pertain to what you're shipping. Okay, so I'll turn it back this way. So on this box where we cut it to make it a little bit wider, we need to at least score it. So that we can get it to be the size that we want, which actually I maybe didn't need to do quite how I did it. And then there's some gapping here. So we can take some of what we cut and fill it in. Again, just to give some more protection. The seat of the stool is different than the legs. So the seat takes up, I think it's like 15 inches and the legs are 18. So this, you know, end is probably going to be wider since I'm making my box. And I did not get that all the way over. Bella is still going crazy. The neighbor has been mowing. They like hire somebody to mow. That really ticks her off, I think. And I'm not up there talking to her. Okay, so where I scored this was a little bit high. So I'm going to go ahead and score it a little bit lower. Okay. That looks better, but when this folds, it's wanting to fold at an angle. Again, probably because the legs wider. So if you ever watch people like on Instagram or Facebook selling, and then they say, like, they get really frustrated when people say that they want to buy something and then they change their mind because they've just spent a half an hour packing up somebody's items for the person to back out. So that's one of the reasons when I did my Facebook live sales all the time, I would have you pay for your item first, at least the first few times, and then I would pack it up because it's very frustrating to do all this and then somebody's like, oh, I don't want it anymore. And that's one reason that a lot of people don't do social media selling and they only sell on their website because this is already paid for. So I'm not packing it until it's paid for. But just something as a consumer to take into consideration. You know, you can't go buy something at auction and then have a bid at auction and then be like, oh, well, I changed my mind. I don't want it anymore. So it's not pretty, but it's safe. And most of these boxes, or not most of them, all of them, they're just going down a conveyor belt. So actual person is not even handling them. All right, I think we got everything nooked and crannied. I can't even remember which is the top and the bottom, which again, it really doesn't matter because it's going to be getting somersaulted down the conveyor belt. So then what I do is just write down on my little clipboard. I'll put my scale up here and we'll weigh it. And then where did I put my tape measure? So especially when it's a homemade box, you know, it could probably be 2 inches variance depending on what end you're on. So you do want to find out what the biggest dimension is and go off of that. So I write all those down and then I will go and put it into my shipping app, get shipping calculated, which I think maybe UPS and the post office has both adjusted their shipping rates. And I think that they've both of them lowered their rates. Now I forgot what I even measured. 14 and a half, I think. So they probably lowered it for a while until they're going to raise it for holidays. Okay, so go this way. You can see how much it weighs. And I do have all of the shipping things that I use on my Amazon store, if you're following me there. So I do have an Amazon shop, almost 16 pounds. And so then you can see everything that I use, and then you don't have to think about what you want to purchase. And then what I do is I go around and I put everything up so that I kind of have a decent work surface. I take all of these cardboard pieces and I'll save them. I have a little tote down here for extra cardboard, because if you wrap your fragile things, like so tomorrow for my Wednesday junk parlor market, in stories, I did a sneak peek today, and on Instagram, I have a bunch of dog and cat planters like Enesco and is Napco, I think, and an owl cookie jar. So all of those things are fragile. So I will take that cardboard and wrap the items with cardboard. So I've learned that cardboard works better than bubble wrap. So I'm sure when people get packages from me, they're sometimes thinking, what the heck is Brooke doing? But I'm trying to keep your items safe. And then another little shipping thing is that if you ship using poly mailers, like bags, basically big envelopes, um, whether they're bubbly or not, if I ship something in a bag, it's typically cheaper than shipping it in a box. So sometimes you might get something that I've wrapped in cardboard, um, you know, really made it safe or whatever, or tried to make it safe from the postman. And you were probably like, well, why didn't you just stick it in a box? Well, I'm trying to save you money on shipping. So it's easy to throw it in a bag, and it's also cheaper to throw it in a bag. So note to self. All right. Well, hope you found this a little bit interesting. I literally have gotten nothing done that I planned on getting done today again. I did get my blog post done, so there is a new blog post up. I will be on Hello Iowa tomorrow. I think that I'm probably going to kind of show you maybe some behind the scenes of Hello Iowa for my live tomorrow. I need to make sure that I get permission from Megan that is okay. But I think you will think that it's neat, just kind of like how you go into the building and how what it looks like on the set from behind the scenes. I was fascinated the first time that I went. So I hope you guys have a great day.